Okay, today's tutorial lessons will be covering the Strip Susan MacLeod, which is a Donald MacLeod composition composed for his daughter. So, the time signature for a Strip is common time or 4/4, which means that there's 4 crotchet beats per bar. Remember that we have 4 distinct pulses, and the accent pattern for those pulses are strong, weak, medium, weak. Okay, so just bear that in mind as we play it. With this tune, it's quite heavy on the fingers in terms of technique, so we really have to have that light feeling about it, letting it hop along the page. And we're going to be thinking initially of this in 1-bar phrases. So at the end of every bar, we want to take a sort of gasp in. Okay, so making sure every embellishment is in its position. Okay, so initially the first bar sounds something like this. Again, making sure that all of the rhythm comes through. And making sure that grip on C, a nice ripple effect, and is bang on the beat. We take a gasp in, and then we enter the second bar. Now that third pulse, we want to make sure that that G grace note on C is bang in position. Again, the fourth pulse has got that strike on it, so make sure that you don't jump ahead of the beat. Okay, so that second bar. Bang. Now that you'll observe that in the first beat of bar 2, we have that short B. Now it is short. We want to swell the low A before it, but you still want to hear the B. Which sets you up nicely for your double and tackum in beat 2. Bodaricum. Okay, so bar 1 and bar 2 together sounds something like this. Bang. Once more. Okay, again, looking back at bar 1, making sure that we have nice rhythmical doublings, both on E and D, particularly the D one. Now the D before it, again that short but audible D needs to set you up for the nice rhythmical D doubling. So that ah sound needs to be heard. Okay, moving into the phrase 2. So a lot of kind of learner pipers and perhaps some advanced players forget to sound that high G semiquaver in beat 1. It sounds something more like just like an F doubling. We want to actually hear the high G and then fall onto the half doubling on F. So we want something more like this. No. Hum. You need to lift the finger nice and high in order to let me hear that high G. So again, you'll see what we're talking about is being subtle with the short notes in order to place the following embellishments bang in position. So that E is short, but we still want it to be audible, which means you need to linger on the long notes, but still let me hear the short notes. Again, making sure that that strike on high A is in position. Okay, into bar 4. Again, we want to make sure that all our doublings are rhythmical and on the beat. Don't jump onto that high A doubling. So the whole first line sounds something like this. Ha bidri and shadro bram bidam bidarikam bahiyam ba bidram bahiyam bido bidri kuparabri. Into the second line, you'll notice that on the whole the first two bars are the same as above. Ta bidri considero bram bidam bidarikam bahi bang. We just have that last F to lead you into the last phrase. Obri kindavidi gro ibrahim gro idavidi go bidram. And again, the whole rhythm aspect has to come into this last phrase. So we have that high A doubling, pre condividi, and we want to make sure that we hear that short E. We don't want to round it all out, but we want to stretch out the high A doubling and let me hear the E to set you up with a triplet run with the G grace note on F on beat 2. Pre antividi. Pre and papadi, and then we don't want to fall onto that half doubling on E before the beat. And again, this next high A is short, but still has to be audible before the throw on D back up to high A. Brahi, brahi. Again, we're looking for the rhythmical aspect of this. And then into bar 4, we fall nicely in position onto the half doubling on C. Again, we want to make sure that this finger, our pointing finger, is nice placely on the second pad in order to get a nice rhythmical D grace note. And then again, a short high A, making sure that the bottom fingers go down. Again, in this tune, it's common to see pipers false finger in the last couple of bars. So, hara, playing high A, and then a nice rhythmical half doubling on B. Back up to high A, and then fall nicely onto the plain low A, bang on the beat. Followed by a terlua. Okay, so the whole first part of Susan MacLeod goes something like this. Okay, an excellent tune with plenty of technique involved in it, but once up to tempo, one of the best Suspes around for sure. Enjoy learning the first part of Susan MacLeod.